All right. I didn't realise I'd actually switched the camera on earlier than I expected, a few seconds earlier. Okay, welcome everyone to the Amateur TV Net. We've had a short break, but we're back now, back running 100%. So welcome everyone, and Merry Christmas to everyone. So not many people on this evening because there's a lot of Christmas activities going on this evening, but we do have Peter VK3 BFG almost ready on RTV1. So Peter will be up first. He then will be putting it across to Joe VK3 TET, and then Joe will be putting it back across to Richard VK3 VRS. Now you can watch the net this evening through VK3 RTV, which is the preferred method. We love that. And also you can watch it on Ian's YouTube channel, which is also a very convenient way of watching it if you can't watch it direct. Also Rob VK3IE is streaming it on the BATC site, and Richard has got his Discord running as well. So there's no excuse to watch the net. So Peter, if you're ready, I'll swing it across to you. So everyone please stand by. Please switch across to RTV1 now, and Peter will come up, and then Peter's going to put it across. And Peter's going to put it across to Joe VK3 TET. So we're waiting for you to come up, Peter, on RTV1. So everyone please switch across to RTV1 right now.
Well, I was outdone by Neil. Christmas hat. Merry Christmas to everyone, and I hope you have a good year coming for us all. First of all, I'd like to thank Dennis for the really nice splash screen that he designed for sort of Christmas. I'm not sure that I'll get up. Well, I won't get up there tomorrow because to change it, because that's Christmas Day. But maybe Boxing Day we might. It's been a bit of a honeymoon for me the last few days, probably a week or more now. I did close the system totally down last week when it hit 40, and I'll certainly do that on Boxing Day as well. There'll be no service at all during Boxing Day because it's tipped to be up to the 40s again. The good news there though is that somewhere down the track there will be a aircon, a brand new aircon in there. It's in the pipeline, so we won't have to close down then, which will be really good. So certainly by next summer, it most likely would be there. So that's a bit of info in the pipeline, which is good. I've been doing a little bit of work sort of sorting out the little amplifier that we saw, that I know Mark JMA has one as well. I've got it currently on a nice bit of brass, fairly heavy actually, so that'll be the heat spreader for it. And what I intend to do there is to mount it directly on the back of the spare transmitter that I've just got down there. So that will make a very, very neat arrangement where it only requires a few milliwatts in the input there, and the output will be driven to more than 100 watts. So I think that should work out very well. It's certainly better than what we had before, where I had a fairly large device there with the driver in it, which was actually a bit of an overkill. So there we are. A little while ago I made a promise to Neil, and I finally got around to committing to that one. So I've got a very short video, and after the video, Joe, I won't be coming back, so you can take over then also on RTV2. So if everyone would stand by shortly, I'll run a very short video. It's about 3 or 4 minutes only. we sometimes talk about symbol rate, and some of us have mini tuner software which displays a constellation. So hopefully this short video might explain what those things are.
Still your camera audio, please. Still your camera audio, please.
In electronics, we often represent a sinusoid by a single line with an arrow at the end. And that single line is called a phasor or a vector. And you can see from the diagram there that if you have a rotating vector, and we've got a rotation anti-clockwise, which happens to be the standard, and you transfer across, you generate a sinusoid. So it's much easier just to draw a single line with an arrow to represent the sinusoid than the sinusoid itself. So let's look at an example. Here we've got two sinusoids, A and B. They could be generated from a carrier, and we've got a phase difference of 45 degrees between them. If you look at the phasor diagram, it's very easy to draw. Phasor blue is clearly 45 degrees leading on phasor red. Whereas if you have to draw that accurately, it's a lot more difficult. And fairly obviously, if the phase angle is less than or more than 45 degrees, then it becomes even more difficult. So we use the standard of displaying with vectors rather than actually drawing the sinusoids from which they actually represent. So when you see a vector, you've got to remember that it represents a sinusoid. So here we have a constellation diagram, and the constellation diagram really is showing you the possible positions of the vectors, or if you like, the sinusoids, which the vectors obviously represent. So the constellation diagram in this particular case is QPSK, and you can see there that the position of the various carriers is specified by two binary bits, and those binary bits are the symbols. So 0, 1 is a symbol, 1, 1 is a symbol, 1, 0 is a symbol, and 0, 0 is a symbol. You've got the possibility of a change of state of plus 90 degrees or minus 90 degrees. Similarly, you've got plus 180 or minus 180 degree phase changes. And that's all that is possible with QPSK. But let's say you can imagine a carrier sitting at phase angle red, and then the binary bit changes, the symbol changes to 0, 0. That sinusoid has to move to a phase of yellow, and in doing so it has to do it very fast, and therefore you're going to generate a lot of sidebands because the sinusoid distorts itself to get there, and that's why you generate lots of sidebands. So there we are, that's the constellation diagram. Usually with the constellation diagram, the vectors are not shown, but they are there, and in turn, obviously the vectors represent sinusoids. So there's, if you like, double indemnity there with the constellation diagram. It only shows the positions of the symbols. So let's have a look at another example. Here we've got 8 PSK, and the symbols there are 0, 1, 0 and 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, etc. And therefore you need 3 binary bits to specify the 8 positions of the possible carrier. Now remember that each of those symbols is the position or the relative phase of a carrier, and when you change the symbol to a new symbol, you're actually changing the phase of a carrier.
So the vectors are not normally shown in the constellation diagram. When you're looking at a constellation diagram, say on a mini tuner, you'll find that if the signal is noisy, the little dots that are there become fairly fuzzy. If the signal is very strong, then the dots become finer. It's amazing just how much that you can tolerate in terms of noise, and I've seen constellations on the mini tuner which are not too good, but the signal still gets decoded. So there we are. The symbols there are 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, etc. And we've got 3 bits per symbol. Therefore, the bit rate is higher than for QPSK. Here's a 16 QAM. We used to run 16 QAM from Olinda, which was quite successful due to the very good site. It's a very complex modulation system. And remember, each one of those points in the constellation just represents the position of a vector, which in turn represents a carrier. So if you look at digit 1000 up there in the right-hand corner, that would represent a carrier of maximum amplitude and a phase angle of 45 degrees. And you can then go to maybe digit 0111, where you've got a 180 degree phase change between the prior example and that example, and as well as that you've got a significant amplitude change. So when you're looking at the constellation diagram, you've got to remember that they represent the position of possible phases, and in turn the possible phases represent the sinusoidal carriers. So there we are. The symbols there are the groups of binary bits that specify the position of a carrier in a constellation diagram. So I hope that's been informative for you. Hello, I'm Peter, VK3 BFG. In amateur television, we sometimes talk about symbol rate, and some of us have many
Okay, so what am I doing here? First of all, enjoy that first person view, fantastic drone footage from all of the experts around the world. It's amazing, really. It's captivating. Anyway, my latest rabbit hole, I'm revisiting this about, oh gosh, 6 years ago. I never finished my journey, and I have no idea now. I forgot all about flying FPV. So I got this Christmas present for myself, and this is a poor man's FPV kit, and it helps to learn on something like this. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're up to it, it's a great present. Go get one.
Now I've got audio. Ho, ho, ho. Yes, I'm also getting into the Christmas spirit. Even here, Santa. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Definitely missed the last couple of weeks. But I have had some actual stuff to do. But I haven't had a lot of time to do it. But the view behind me is actually my front yard now. Yay! So construction out the front is finished for now. So my son was very quick to make sure that we put some Christmas lights up. So that's what we've got. Got some fantastic Christmas lights. Anyway, so apart from the green screen not being very happy at the moment, I'm not sure why, you can see a little bit of fading there. I do have my good old-fashioned shaky cam to show you why tonight's transmission is so different. So just let me flick over to that. Now, do I have audio? Yes, I do. That's good. Radio. So you'll see here, as many people will recognise, that's the high des. And basically HDMI straight in, and I've had to do a little bit of surgery, so it's going straight out and straight into that little preamp. Now you can see I've normally have the lime in there. So yeah, that's what I'm currently transmitting on, and there's the transmission. You want to get it? Yeah. Okay. So that's the power output. That's on the 5 watt scale, so the bottom one. It's not even half a watt. Not that it's going to focus or anything. But yeah. Yeah, still a mess. Still a mess. Although that came in finally, so it's been a while. And I have adjusted a few things around here. So this power supply is now over this side. This is here. This is for the 905, which is up there. Not plugged in yet though for video, but getting there. So yeah, so by the way, everyone who was talking about those switches, I've had one of those for quite some time. They are fantastic. And if I show you up there, you can see that's it there. So yeah, anyway, and obviously still got the Stream Deck as well. So and of course I'm using that. So yeah, and easy slide, and here we are back. So yeah, I've successfully using that. It was quite easy to configure. No problems whatsoever configuring it. And then I got sent a file that everyone's sort of had as well, just to show the configuration. I had it pretty much exactly the same. So I thought, alright, awesome, that's good. But yeah, hadn't had a lot of use for it yet, and tonight's the first night for the net, obviously. I had it ready for last week, but of course it didn't go ahead. But yeah, anyway, I hope everyone has a good Christmas tomorrow. Hope Santa brings lots of goodies, and yeah, we'll yeah, and it'll be the new year very shortly. So I'm not sure who I'm supposed to go to now, Neil. So you will have to let me back to you. All right. Oh, look at that. Hello. All right. Anyway, guys, I'm told that it's Neil, so it'll be back to you. I'm going to go to my test pattern, and after you see that, go over to RTV1, those who have to manually switch on RF. Oh, just so you know, 9 watching, and we got 3 on Discord. So yeah, I'm not sure how many on my YouTube. I'm not even looking. I just do it so it's got a backup recording really for Ian. That's why I do the Discord. Anyway, all good, and Happy New Year. See you guys.
Got other things to do apart from amateur TV, so please tune in next week for the last net for 2024. So hopefully we'll have a few people before they go out and celebrate the end of the year. They'll tune into the net before the new year, so please tune in next week, and we'll see. Oh, I forgot to mention Mark's VK3PI. I did check in earlier, and I know there are, I think there's 9 or 10 on Ian's YouTube, and I think there's also a few on Discord and the BATC feed. So cheers all, we'll see you all next week. Bye. unfortunately, my hole drilling techniques are not very good. And I had to make the holes quite large for the switches, but that's what it looks like. And the hides obviously is inside with the driver stage.